Tusno Mudge le Cian O'Callaghan, but it will be a shorter time period given the fact that we have the second session. And Cian O'Callaghan?
Just one issue that I want to ask about, which is related to Vote 12 on superannuation and retired allowances, and it's related to the unpost pensioners who were transferred to unpost in 1984. And they have a significant issue that at that time, as I'm sure you're aware, Minister, under the Postal and Telecommunication Services Act, they were guaranteed that they would have not less favourable conditions in relation to their pensions, and than if they'd remained in the civil service. That has not transpired. That's not been the case. As you know, you've a role every year in terms of being able to approve an increase in their pension, but when that request comes in January, very modest increases in their pension don't come in until November, and that creates more hardship as well. So why is it, given that the Section 46 of the Postal and Telecommunication Services Act 1983 is not being applied with respect to this group of workers who should have the same treatment guaranteed by law as if they'd remained in the civil service?
So, An Post, as you might be aware, wrote to the then Department of the Environment, Climate and Communications in January of this year, looking for an authorisation of 1.4% of an increase to pensions and deferred pensions in the An Post superannuation scheme effective from the 1st of January 2025. And the concurrence of was required. The Department of the Environment then requested concurrence for that on the 13th of May, and that was consented to on the 27th of May in respect of that request. As you know, any further requests then will have to be assessed by the new Department of Culture, Communications and Sport, who oversee An Post as a line department now, and then seek consent from my own department following that. In relation to pre-1984 employees, my own department hasn't as yet received a similar request in that regard.
And just a very quick follow-up question. I mean, is there anything that can be done, because you are one of the ministers involved in this, is there anything that can be done to speed up the process and to ensure that their rights under the 1983 Act are upheld?
So, as you know, in the first instance, the Minister for Communications receives and assesses the response in respect of the line department, and then following their recommendation, consent is sought from myself. And that's the process that's underway. I mean, the turnaround from the request to concurrence from me was quick, from 2 weeks in terms of what occurred in May of this year, and it's for the Minister for Communications to assess any further requests which might be received, which I'll then consider.
Thank you.